Hi everyone, I hope you're having a beautiful day, and I hope to bring a little bit more beauty to that and blessing with this reading that I'm going to do for you. Last week I shared a testimony on video that was personal, and I shared some of the things that I've struggled with throughout my life in that video. And then, lo and behold, I went to one of my favorite conferences of the year called the Global Leadership Summit. And one of my heroes in the faith, Bill Hybels, is the leader of that. He shared really candidly about his relationship with his daughter and brought her on stage, and she read a passage from this book called Present Over Perfect. And it touched me, and I thought it had a lot to do with what I shared, and I hope it touches you as well. Maybe you need to hear this today. So I'm going to skip over a bunch of paragraphs, but basically she starts with her need for perfection. And one Christmas, there was wrapping paper strewn everywhere. There were cookies in the oven. There were kids running around, tinsel, clothes, laundry that needed to be done. And she just obsessed over that perfection. And that was the moment that she decided she needs to make presence, being present, more important than being perfect. And so I'll begin there. This isn't about working less or more necessarily. This isn't about homemade or takeout or full-time or part-time or the specific ways we choose to live out our days. It's about rejecting the myth that every day is a new opportunity to prove our worth, and about the truth that our worth is inherent, given by God, not earned by our hustling. It's about learning to show up and let ourselves be seen just as we are, massively imperfect and weak and wild and flawed in 1,000 ways, but still worth loving. It's about realizing that what makes our lives meaningful is not what we accomplish, but how deeply and honestly we connect with the people in our lives, how wholly we give ourselves to the making of a better world through kindness and courage. Let's talk for a minute about perfect. Perfect has become as near a dirty word to me as hustle, prove, earn, compete, and push. Perfect is brittle and unyielding, plastic, distant, more image than flesh. Perfect calls to mind stiffness, silicone, an aggressive and unimaginative relentlessness. Perfect, and the hunt for it will ruin our lives. That is for certain. The ache for perfection keeps us isolated and exhausted. We keep people at arm's length, if that, and we keep hustling, trying to reach some sort of ideal that never comes. I've missed so much of my actual human, beautiful, beautiful life trying to force things into perfect. But these days, I'm coming to see that perfect is safe, controlled, managed. I'm finding myself drawn to mess, to darkness, to things that are loved to the point of shabbiness or just wildly imperfect in their own gorgeous way. I'm drawn to music that's more earnest than tidy, art that's more ragged than orderly, people who are just a touch more honest than is strictly appropriate for the situation. I'm finished hustling for perfect. It didn't deliver what they told me it would. And so instead, present. If perfect is plastic, present is rich, loamy soil. It's fresh bread, lumpy and warm. It's real and tactile, and something you can hold with both hands. Present is something rich and warm. Present is a face bare of makeup, a sweater you've loved for a decade, a mug that reminds you of who you used to be. It's the Bible with the battered cover, the journal filled with scribble, secret dreams. It isn't pretty necessarily, and it isn't supposed to be. Present is living with your feet firmly grounded in reality, pale and uncertain as it may seem, present is choosing to believe that your own life is worth investing deeply in, instead of waiting for some rare miracle or fairy tale. Present means we understand that here and now is sacred, sacramental, threaded through with divinity, even in its plainness. Even in its plainness. Present over perfect living is real over image, connecting over comparing, meaning over mania, depth over artifice. Present over perfect living is the risky and revolutionary belief that the world God has created is beautiful and valuable on its own terms, and that it doesn't need to be shushed up and fancy in order to be wonderful. Sink deeply into the world as it stands. Breathe in the smell of rain and the scuff of the leaves as they scrape across the driveways on windy nights. This is where life is, not in some imaginary Photoshop dreamland. Here, now, you just as you are, and me just as I am. This is the good stuff. This is the best stuff there is. Perfect has nothing on truly, completely, wide-eyed, open-souled present. So I hope that was a blessing to you. I've read it about, 10 times now, and every time I hear something new, and I'm just reminded just to be in the moment, to love myself as the beautiful mess, work in progress that I am, and I would encourage you to do the same. Love you. Bye.